that. Okay. That should do that. Perfect. What up, Sergeant Grass? Sorry, I meant to go live on Sunday, but I had to fix a water line under my sink. Right as I was about to walk out the door, I hear water running, and I was like, "Uh-oh, better fix that." Turned out to be a better fix that right now thing. So didn't get anything done this weekend. I took Saturday to do chores, and Sunday turned into more chores. Shit happens. It's the life of Johnny Homeowner, I guess. But did get that out of clamps, and it looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. So what I need to do is I need to do cleanup on this so that I can get it to I need to do cleanup, and I want to do my splines so that I can get it to the glass people with the other one and get glass cut for both of them and get them finished and sent out. That's what I need to do. So we're going to do a little bit of sanding on the outside of this. Not really a whole lot. This is pretty much a 220 sand. I just want to clean them up a little bit, and then we're going to run them through the saw, cut off the corners. The top corner we're just going to round over, but these sharp corners we're going to cut those off, and then we're going to put some splines in it. Splines? Yep, we're going to do maple splines because on the front I'm going to have maple trim that holds the glass in. So we're going to do maple splines. Probably do 3, and then 3 on each corner. I don't know if we'll get that far tonight, but we're going to give her a shot. So, how the hell have you guys been? Fucking already with the damn messages hidden? Fucking Paul, listen, I don't have any saws that fucking small, all right, buddy? Just calm down. Just calm down. It's not like I'm out here whipping around 12 feet or anything. And what we're going to do is we're going to put oil on those cutting boards because I need to let them soak with at least 1 coat before I can apply my finish. Crippled. Oh, goodness. Not good. Been rough. Jesus Christ. You people, you need to stop fucking everything up when you're not on camera, okay? You got to do it while you're on camera only. Otherwise, it's no fun. I'm just teasing. I hope you guys are all right. Hi, Mrs. S. How you doing? All right, so let's get you guys down here more gooder angle. Is that a more gooder angle? Norm Abram Workshop. Yep. Well, that's. Wife's been in the hospital since Friday. Oh shit. I'm sorry, Papa. Hope everything turns out okay with her. Well, if I can get compared to one day be as good as Norm, that will be a happy time. What do I do with my chisels? I put them somewhere. Oh, duh. They're right here in front of my face. Ugh. All right, so what I need to do is I need to clean up a couple of these corners. Just a little bit of glue squeeze out that I don't want. Should probably use my other chisels for this, but these are fine. And hey, Suzanne, how you doing? What's up, Brian? Sketcher. Blood clot, and a fib. Oh shit, Papa. It's not a live chat conversation. All right. Well, I'm not sure there's much that you do that I don't go. Oh shit, grass, really? See if I can do this. I got a tiny little piece here in this corner that I need to kind of work out. There we go. Clean that up a little bit. Clean that up a little bit. You know, just one time, I'd like you guys to come on here. And when I ask how the hell you been, just be like, man, everything's been fucking peachy. It's been amazing. Oh, I hate coming in here and hearing everybody's having a bad time. I mean, it happens. Don't get me wrong. I hope everybody figures their stuff out. Papa, I hope your wife is okay. I hope everything goes really well for her. That's the most important bit. Hi, Mrs. Potts. How are you? You're having a wonderful day? Awesome, Suzanne. Well, I'm glad somebody's having a great day. Maybe it should just be sketch. Yeah, Papa, that's a shame, buddy. On a lighter note, I did get to work on Atlas a little bit last night, so we're making progress. It's not quite ready to give you medical advice, but you know, maybe one day. Probably not. Don't take your advice. Don't take your medical advice from an AI system, especially one that I build. It's going to tell you all sorts of crazy stuff. I need a 1/4 inch, maybe. But I did see your comment, Grass. I am not sure anything surprises me here. What? I was wrong once, or at least I thought I was. Turned out I was mistaken. Dad joke of the night. All right. Those are fairly clean. I do have to do some hand sanding on the inside. I'm not overly concerned about sanding the inside. I mean, I'll probably run some sandpaper over them, but they're overall not bad. I should have sanded them before, but I do have the new blades on, the planer. So they cut around a 220, 180 to 220 with a good set of blades. I'm just trying to scrape off the excess glue that worked its way underneath the tape. I'm going to sand probably before I cut. At right and left angles? Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't hurt. Hey, Bex. Well, Papa, I'm glad we can be your distraction, buddy. Chaos Twins did have a good week. Mrs. Potts with a five. Have AI teach you how to bungee jump? Sorry, isn't that what the kids called you? Mrs. Potts? Miss Potts? I don't remember. I got the memory of a goldfish here, so bear with me. All right. So we're going to just give this a light scrape. There's a little bit of glue that kind of peeled out. I don't want to gouge the wood. All right. Let's put these chisels away. Let's break out some sandpaper. If anybody cares, you can use the sandpaper that I use. Blah, blah, blah. SeriousGrit.com. Use code Elegant Woodcraft, all caps, one word. Save yourself 10%. Just saying. I'm just saying. You can even get the other kinds of sandpaper they got. I don't give a fuck. Do you? Always miss. Nobody needs to know the business. There you go. Take your tired ass to Turner Stream. All right, Grass, have fun, buddy. Tell Turner I said, hey, I was in there last night. I just wasn't talking. And I was in his fishing stream. Was it yesterday? Sunday? I don't remember. I was there. I don't remember when it was, but I was there. I don't remember a whole lot anymore. My brain's broken. Yes, she was a princess. Princess Potts. That's it. My bad, Princess Potts. Didn't mean to offend. Who am I kidding? I always mean to offend. I don't give a shit about people's feelings. People's feelings are nonsense. All right, I'm kidding. I care about your feelings. Yell at me if I don't. All right. I'm not going to be doing enough sanding that I'm going to hook up the dust collector. So what I'm going to do is just put the bag on here. Be done with it. Dust collector. The fucking vacuum. All right. But first, I would like a beverage. Nice looking flag box. Thanks, Boondock. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, it's a funny way to mash the potatoes, but hey. What's up, Printer Matt? I do care deeply about my belly. I do. No pun intended. Ah, ah. Steve says, "What up?" I should probably put him on the TV. Then at least I can watch him for a bit. Give me 1 second. I'll throw him up on the TV. I'll throw him up on the TV now. You guys don't care about sanding. Give me a minute. Power! Haha! It's the snow Mexican. I love it. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube has decided to grace me with ads, but it is convenient when I want to check somebody's channel out. I just screenshot their name. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see it, but I do have to sand a little bit. See that line? That's from the tape and the glue. It's got to go away. That doesn't matter because this corner's getting cut off. I just don't know if we'll do it. No internet connection. What? Really? Now you connect? Right as I hit exit? Sons of bitches. Brett, no, you got to mash him. You already beat him senseless. I guess I should have let the TV, power on for a minute, let it connect. You mean like that one? I'm going to put oil on it tonight. I wanted to do it this weekend, but I completely forgot. All right, let's see. Let's change it to my Dr. Dan channel. And go to subscriptions. There's Crappy Man. We're going to mute him because, wouldn't want him to copyright strike me. With edges? No edges. No edges on this cutting board. So they're going to roll right off. It's going to be hilarious. Oh, I can like the stream from my TV too. Hang on. Let me give him. Oh, shit. There we go. Thumb up. Bam. I can't see how many other people liked it, but. Be ordering your laser graver in a couple of days? Hell yeah. Play with it. Actually, I think there was an update that I want on laser or light burn. So I'll probably probably redo my subscription here. This weekend. Set up a new subscription. This is not the final sanding. I'm just giving it a sand so that I can work it with no glue chunks or anything in my way. And it lets me see if it's messed up anywhere. It's the pretty side, as you can see. 15, yeah. Why is Turner always making plastic when I'm not actually in his stream? All right, there's that. We are going to sand one face. We're going to sand this face. We'll do them both. Why There we go. That's enough sanding. kick that over there. Now you can't see how pretty that side is anymore. So that's quick sand, so that way I can... I really don't like the way this piece looks. Good thing it's on the bottom. But that's a quick sand so that I can get everything run through the the saw, put my cuts in. The only thing I'm not sure how I'm going to do is getting my cuts done on these short edges, these narrow ones, getting these miter cuts done. What I may do is I may just run them into the saw blade flat so I get a rounded cut. I'll run the saw blade way up so that it's, less rounded. But that's probably the most safest way for me to do it. And then the top, I can put it in my little chig and run it through. And then after that, I can cut my corners off. Well, I put my glue my splines in, cut my corners off. All that happy stuff. What up, Dubs? Missed a spot. Oof. Oh, Dubs, holy shit. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I didn't even notice that. God bless it. Appreciate you, Dubs. Thanks, man. Did it actually hit 20 people? I didn't pay attention. Looks like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, look at that. Too short. Need to torch the goods. I need to torch the goods. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Would you like a murderous step stool? Because I can build one of those. I can make it extra murderous if you like. I gifted somebody 50 memberships here not too long ago, and it didn't give 50 either. And there was more than 50 people in their chat. So I'm wondering if the higher amounts glitch out. All right. So there's only one corner, one angle on this that got messed up. And it's this top one. And it's not off by much. Right? You can see there's just a little bit off right there, which means this side is off with this piece, right? It's off on the inside. But you can see it's overall, try to get my shirt behind that so you got something. It's super close. So that's fine. That's the back side anyway. The front side is the one that matters. And try to get something back there so you got contrast. Super close. Roll it. Nah, I'm gonna cut them off. When I put my splines in, well, this one's not getting cut off. This one's getting rounded. The round, when you're off just that little bit, when you round it over, you hide that imperfection. But these corners got really nice. They are nice and tightly glued all across, front to back. And that is probably because I put the clamps on them. The first step's a doozy? Yeah. All right. So what I need to do is cut some miter splines because this is all end grain glue, and I don't trust end grain glue to not pull apart. End grain to end grain is the weakest glue joint that you can make. So, you know what I could do? I could just do like a couple of 1/4 inch miter splines and use my router to do it. So I could clamp this down, run my router on this surface, and that, well, I can put one of my little wedges under it. Or this one. That would give me a nice straight 1/4 inch splines. Wouldn't be half bad. Maybe a little thinner than this. I could just put 2 of them on. I think that's what we'll do. I think we're going to do 1/4 inch splines. Where is my 1/4 inch bit? Has one up here that I really enjoy. It's my favorite 1/4 inch. There's a pen that says I'm a big dill. That's a super sketchy bit. That's not it. Did I put it in this box? I think I did. I probably left it lay somewhere and sucked it up in the vacuum. Bummer. I don't know what I did with it. I thought I laid it up here. Because it doesn't have a case or anything. It was just a free floating bit. I mean, I've got a spiral cut bit, but I want a straight cut bit. Well, I've got other straight cut bits. They're just not as deep. So we'll go with a 1/4 inch 2 flute. We're going to do some. Oop, almost fell over my table. I really need to find that bit. That was my favorite bit. Oh, guys, I'm over here now. I'm over here just setting up my stuff. What up, small wood lot? How you doing? Just Brad nail it. I believe it is woodlot. I believe it is. I'm not 100%. Man, I really want that other bit. Ugh. All right, we'll take that one. We'll put it over here. Let me see if that other bit's not just laying up here somewhere. Got to grab my step stool because I'm a short bastard. And I make everything super tall because why not? There's my O'Keefe's. We're getting to be that time of year where I need my working hands. Whoop. Well, if it's up here, I don't know where it's at. Unless it rolled back here behind the batteries, in which case it fell down to the floor. Oh, My little keychain guy fell. Can't have that. Oh, I got other straight bits back here. Okay. I don't know if those are metric or not, so we won't use them. Bummer. Oh well, I guess we'll use this one. It'll be fine. So I need a battery. All right. Now let's see. How am I going to do this? Will that come in flat? No, it does come in fairly flat, but it should be more like that. So if I double side tape this little guy under there, I can make it flat. But then as it slides down, it gets all cattywampus. So, oh, what if I put it on this side? No, that angles it too much. That's not good. How does that not match up? But that one does. That's super weird. Meh, it'll be okay. I mean, it does come through fairly evenly. And I only needed to come through to about there. So there's my mark. So I only want this to come through. How's it look if I do it on this way? It's surprisingly less even. Let's stop gouging up my wood. No, it's much more gooder that way. I could just make a jig. Actually, if I put these up here, double side tape these here, that makes that nice and flat. Run my router straight across those. That is much more gooder. And I can run my router straight across here. And I think I like that idea. We'll do that. We're going to do some hinky stuff. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I was up on router bit storage cabinet, right? Probably in the chuck of the screw gun, right? 3 disc relocated. Hell yeah. And the bit, I don't know where the bit went. The bit that I wanted, the straight bit I got now is a 1/4 inch bit. That what we're going to base this on. I'm going to end up cutting into that double-sided tape, but I think that will be fine. And I could put another one down here. Now, the reason I'm not cutting this first is that way, if I have any kind of tear out, it's on the bit that's getting trimmed off anyway. So it's not going to be like, it's not going to be a big deal. But I will have to clamp this to my table because I don't want it to move. So this will get clamped to the table, holding this steady so that I can just concentrate up here. And then, if I'm not mistaken, that is pretty damn square. Or straight. It's fucking straight enough. Oh, you guys are way over there. I don't know what the hell you guys are looking at, but what are the specs on that bandsaw? It's a 13-inch rigid. That is all I know. I can give you the model number if you want. Give me 1 second. Let me put this piece on here. I'm going to line that up right even with the top. And then, as a bonus, this will actually serve as our guide to match the other one. Oh, where's the model number? Are you ready for a model? It is a BS 14002. That's all I got, bud. That's all I got. 10-inch Delta from 53. 14-inch? Oh, sorry. 14-inch. Whatever. Don't even know my own damn tools. Some woodworker I am. Okay, so we want that to line up right with the edge. These to line up together. Pump that up right there. The placement of these will be the biggest pain in the ass. Okay. Squeezed in. Now, the only reason that I am trusting this double-sided tape is because it is fucking ridiculously aggressive tape. Okay, we're going to put this in here. I don't know if this is going to work or if this is going to be a disaster. Oop, I need to move this out more so I can clamp it twice. If I don't put 2 clamps on it, it can spin. So I want 2 clamps so that way it is firmly held in place. Give me my clamp. Man. We're going to lower this bit so that we just kiss everything. And then slowly work it in. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is I need to... Not that. I don't want my tape measure. I want this. I need to mark where I want them to be. So, since that's the edge, Let's go. Oh, wow. Is that actually the same effect? Oh, damn. Super close. We're going to do some marking. We're going to make it easily repeatable so that I can match it on the top. So that would be an inch. This would be an inch and a half. Inch and a half. I think an inch and a half in from each end would be a pretty good place to start. We go an inch and a half in from each side for our. Oh, I don't even have a center mark. Oh, I have a center mark this way. As long as they're fairly close, I can even it up on the other one. I could. I guess I could have just done that. That'd have been like an inch and 3/4. Nah, that'd have been too close together. Just out of curiosity, what's our gap? Ooh, just a heavy inch and a half. All right, so inch and a half was a good way to go. Good. All right, we're gonna lower this a little more because if anything is gonna go hinky, it's gonna be now. I want to look at that. Put it right about there. And I'm going to have to hold this the entire way. What we're going to do is draw a nifty mark. And then double check our measurements. Okay, that's at an inch and a half. That's pretty good. All right, we're going to freehand this. Probably not going to work out great, but we're going to freehand it. Have any pointy flat top things? Hey, Orami, how you doing, buddy? I have blades. I just haven't used it, so I haven't put it on. All right, we're going to try this. I'm just kissing it because I want to see how it does without going all crazy. It's very, I mean, it's straight, but man, that takes a lot of concentration to put that thing straight. And I have one wiggle right in the middle. This would be a lot easier on the router table. But If it was bigger, I'd put a fence on here, but I don't really have. I mean, I guess I have a reference now. I can put a piece of a block of wood on here to act as a fence. And then it'll duplicate the other side. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a block of wood on here to act as a fence. Um, do 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 do. Trying to see if I have a shorter piece before I go all crazy. Oh, we can use that. That'll travel right across there. And I can put it on that way. All right. So I've got a notch. Oh, good. All right. So we'll go wide side. Throw a piece of tape on it. And hopefully this holds. As long as I don't push on it, we should be fine. All right. Put that in the notch. Right. Turn that blade. Go. Right about like so. All right. Let's make us a little fence. I should have thought that through. I did it on the wrong side. Damn it. One side's square, one side's not. All right. I'll do it again. On this side, when I flipped it over one too many times, or the wrong direction. Anyway, all right, put that tape on there. Like I said, I don't know if this will work. If it doesn't work, it's only wood. I'll make a new one. I have until Christmas to get this done. Okay, blade is sideways, so it sits in the groove. Now, I could just cut a. I could make a proper jig, cutting a plate, replacing this plate with it, and putting a lip on it. But I think that this will work. We're gonna find out. It does make me a little nervous that it is only held on with double-sided tape, but we'll find out. Go a little deeper. See how she holds. And I'm going to go deeper. So far, so good. A little deeper. What's that going to be for spline? That's not deep enough. I need to go deeper. Mm, that bring me down to about here. I think that's actually pretty good. Hmm. I want to go a little deeper because I go too much deeper, I'm going to end up breaking this thing apart. But I do kind of want just a nudge. Oop, no, that's as deep as I can go, right about there, without changing the depth of my blade. Okay. Let's see how she looks. Oh, can't get the tape off. There we go. Man, this tape doesn't fuck around. There's my putty. Nice. Put this in there. There we go. All right, so this is how that goes. So they'll be sort of shallow splines. I'm not angry about it. So the top is actually going to be shallower than that. In fact, I'll probably cut this corner off to match the depth of the splines. Okay. So there's where we're at with our splines. Okay. So they're coming down to about here. All right. So these are going to be shallower. So when I figure out how much of this corner I'm cutting off, I'll do it with making them about the same. What a whiskey stick is, I got no idea. I need a board stretcher. Uh oh. Need your board stretcher. Right, addicts? Yes, I'm gonna put some maple splines in each of the corners because the glass is gonna be held in with maple trim. So that way it carries the maple into the actual design. At least that's the idea. All right. And then these go right like that, but that end up over there and put them on here flat, flush, pretty. And I do it all over again. Now, these are not what I will use at the top, but I will, I'll probably actually end up just cutting, unless I have some. I might have some. Ooh, you know what I could use on the top? I could use my 90-degree clamps. No, I couldn't, because they're going to come out here and here. Eh, I'll just make some 45 cuts, unless I got some laying around here somewhere. Make some 45 cuts, and we'll do the same thing. But let's get these put on. All right, so doesn't matter. We cut through this. Put there. Make sure it's pushed in real good. Put another one right up against it. Okay, this one goes on this side. Put that right up against and even with the top. Okay. I didn't push before I moved. Almost screwed myself up. Here we go. Now, I wanted to have this stuff done on Sunday and have the boards done on Sunday, but that water leak had other plans. So here we are. Ooh. Okay. We'll fold both pieces of tape over. That's good. We are not taking a full bite at once. We're going to skim. Well, I can take a more aggressive bite, but because I'm not cutting through the two pieces anymore, I'm just cutting through the center. Almost forgot to clamp my board down. Whole damn thing started moving. Go. Let's try this again. He started sliding. Can't have that. All right, this should be the last pass. All right, there we go. Now, I don't really care if these break anymore because I'm done with them. Okay. Rapidly approaching my quit time, but I do have a little bit there that I want to kind of clean up on that outfeed side. That side cut really nicely. So there we go. There's two more. Now we got to do two up here. And I think for that, I'm going to fire up the chop saw. And make a couple of 45s. Nice wide 45, so I got something stable to ride on. And we're going to cut 2 up here. So bear with me for a moment. I need, oh, I do have 45s. Right? Are these 45s? They are. They're super narrow, though. I mean, that'd be super convenient to ride on, but I need wider. I need wider. Let's see. What do I have laying around here for scrap? Put this in. Plug this in. There's 2 45s. I want to cut a third. I'll cut it this way. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is fucking screw these bad boys together. There, I'll have a nice wide platform. And I'll just put these on one side. That way I can balance the 1/2 of my plate over here. I probably don't even need to screw them together. I could probably just double stick them, but put them on that way. When I want that. I think I'm going to double stick these together. I think that makes the most sense. Double stick them together and then double stick them on that. Or I'll just say fuck it and put a screw in, because why not? And then I can do one quick 45 trim on it and call it a day. Make sure they're nice and floosh. Oh. All right. Do I have Phillips screws laying out? I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, 1 second. I'll be with you in a moment. All right. Calm your horses. Where did I put my box of extra screws? Here they are. My miscellaneous screws. There we go. I should be able to run that. I can get that through this side. Cool. All right, give me a second. Let me get this assembled so that I have a little platform to slide my stuff on. We're going to do this one at a time because that makes the most sense. Sorry, guys. I know I'm off camera. I'm just down here on the other end of the table. Dropping screws on the floor. Give me one moment. Oh, man, you don't have to pre-drill. Man. Splitting my shit. Where's my double-sided tape? I'll just double-sided tape it. Fuck it. Will double-sided tape not stick to this? I am kind of using, oh, there we go. I am using, I believe, a chunk of pressure treated. Definitely not ideal, but it's a little piece of scrap that I had laying over there. Okay. Got that one. Now this one goes this way. Almost dropped my wood. Hate when that happens. Okay, peel this off. It's only going to last for 2 cuts. So, hopefully, this lasts for 2 cuts. Now, I'm going to squeeze it down with a clamp because I don't trust my ability to squeeze this and set that tape. Let me double check on chat. Apparently, you guys are entertaining yourselves, which is awesome. Highly recommend self-entertainment. Now, the only issue is I will not be able to slide my little fence on both sides. Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, look at that. I can slide my little fence on both sides. God dang. Cool. All right. Now I need to put a bunch of tape on this because I don't trust it to hold. All right. Scratch 3 days early. Listen, I couldn't tell you the last time I made chili. It's been a long time. I am long past overdue for chili. All right, we are going to put this on this side. Want that to be nice and flat. Right about the middle. It's pretty damn close. All right, I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on it, so theoretically, this will be fine. I'm still going to hold this down. All right. And I will have to decide how deep I'm going to go, which will be actually about the depth of those cutting blades. Cool. All right, we're going to score this so I don't do too much damage. Okay, let's find out. Damn, that actually works really nice. Okay. I'm pushing away. I'm going to go right to there. Hopefully, we hold on. I haven't got all wonkered, but I'll live with it. And just make these ones a touch wider. It'll be okay. Oh, this is what's getting wonky. Mm. You haven't noticed I'm now freehanding this, so all right. I think I can work with that. My double-sided tape got all wonky on that. So, but I think I can work with this now. I grab my chisels. Top is just going to be a little bigger than 1/4 inch, and it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I do need to square up this side. Okay. That glue added a little bit more resistance than I thought it would, especially as that double-sided tape got a little less sticky. So when I got to the center, the bit wanted to walk and kind of pull on that tape. But I think we can deal with it. I think that will be better. I think that will be better. We will find out. I do not, however, want to chip out the top. Oh, one of the things I was thinking about doing was doing a rabbit miter, only because I'd never done one before, and I didn't think about it till just now. So these will be a little wider than a 1/4 inch on the top, but you know what? It's okay. It won't be terrible wide. Clean that out. Go. Yeah, they're not a lot wider, but they are a little bit wider. Oop, still a high spot there. I'd rather it be a little dished in the center than high. Dished in the center where I can't see it. Anyway. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. That one looks okay. That one looks okay. All right. Those ones aren't perfect. We're going to work with it. So, got strips of maple here. Obviously too wide, but I think we'll be fine. All right, get the just throw that on the floor. We get the bandsaw fire or the table saw fired up. We are going to cut some strips, get them pounded in, tappity tapped in, whatever. This back to 90. All right. Let's see why I need this. It's gonna be close. Work that down. Sneak up. Move that on just a nudge. That'll fit in there. I think that'll fit in there. I'm gonna make it just a touch skinnier. It fits in there a little too easy, but I think it'll be okay. Oh, fits in there better that way. Okay. That allows me to round that top off. It's in there nice and flat. All right. Let me get this cut off. One. There's two. So you'll notice these are a little, goes here. These are a little short on my top, but I want the top to round over anyway, so I'm not overly concerned. So I think that'll be just fine. Ugh. And we're only taking off just an edge of the top, so it'll be fine. All right, pull it out. Pull that out. Pull that off. Grab my paper towel that I blew on the floor. Grab this. Peel the glue out of my little brushy brush. All right. So what I'm doing now, just making sure I got a good amount of glue smeared in here everywhere. terribly much because I don't want glue to go running down the sides, but we do have to do sanding again, so it's not really a big deal if it does. I just want nice glue coverage everywhere. Then I'm going to grab my little mallet and piece of something that I can tap on. Make sure that's sitting in there good. Okay. We'll do the same thing for this side. Again, not overly concerned about glue squeeze out, but there was a big glob there, and I didn't want that to run down. All right, there's two that are set in place. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these other two should be exactly a 1/4 inch. And I will need to do them this way. Oh, that'll fit in there nicely. That'll fit in there nicely. Nicely and nicely. All right, perfect. Let's cut off some pieces of this. Turn my blade. It's really hard to use this backwards. All right. There's 4 pieces. And I got room to cut more if I made these too short, which I definitely didn't. So, what we're going to do now you can see foobar him a little bit. Man, what do you guys? I kind of forgot you guys were here. So what's the measurement? No idea. Probably pretty close. This is the 5/16. All right. That one will tappity tap in. Ooh. Does it go in easier if I flip it? It does. All right. My blade must not be exactly square. Either that or the edge that I was cutting off of the dust wasn't square. All right, let's put some. Watch reruns of Bob the Builder? Not yet. I have worked on him. He's got memory now, so that's a good thing. That's putting him way closer to finished. I mean, it's still going to be probably several months until depending on how much I get to work on him. Potentially going to be there. Say, I'm not worried about the very corners because that's getting cut off anyway. So I'm just kind of using some scrap that I had here that's big enough. Let's make sure that I got that sunk all the way down. Oh, I did. Good. Make sure this side's sunk all the way down. Yes, it is. All right. One little extra tap. Perfect. All right. Put some glue in this one. No, the ones on the top are about a 16th-ish bigger, so I'm really hoping that it's not that noticeable. But not a 16th. Yeah, a 16th. Just shy. I don't think it will be that noticeable, but it might because this is maple and into black walnut, so they are very different woods. Hopefully. It's not. Get some runaway glue here. Say I'm not a big. I don't mind the smearing of the glue right now because we do have I got to cut these off, right? So obviously I'm going to have to sand, and then I'm sure that I'm going to have a little bit of glue fill that I need to do, right? So it's not that big of a deal. All right, let's get these ones glued in. And then I'm going to have a drink, finish my one drink that I opened. And we are going to oil those 2 boards because that's got to sit for a little bit. I'm going to throw a second coat on and that'll sit overnight. I do not believe in soaking my boards, as some people do. Some people will. Well, it slides in there so much nicer when it's all glued up right until that point, and then it stops. If I'm going to have a gap, I want the gap to be on the bottom. If there's going to be a gap here, right, I want it to be on the bottom. So that way it isn't noticeable from the top. Is the side that matters. Then after I get my glass, I can do the insert on the front. I'm going to go right here. We're going to cut a little notch out. We're going to engrave a little plaque of wood, put it in there. And we're going to do some color fill on that little plaque of wood. So it'll be a little plaque of black walnut, but it'll be filled white. Which is where the idea came from for doing the maple frame, glass frame, and maple splines, miter splines. It's from that little piece of. Oh, that's got to go that way. That little piece of white fill that's going to go in here. All right. There we go. Make sure I didn't knock any of my other ones out, which I don't think I did. They all went in there pretty tightly. Yeah, you know what? I don't think that's going to be horribly noticeable that these are a little wider, right? Like you can probably see on camera that those are a little wider. Those also sort of cant to one side. Actually, I think they all kind of cant to one side. Maybe it's just, I don't know. We're going to see how it looks. If I'm not happy with it, it won't go out the door. We're going to find out once that's all dried up. For now, we're going to lay this right here. Not lay it, we're going to set it right there. We're going to unplug the table saw because we are done with it. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup. And then we're going to make a mess with some mineral oil. I just know somebody's going to have a comment. Ooh, I got more penguins. All right, let me get this nonsense cleaned up. These are trash. Oh, scrap. They're going up to the burn pit. They're worthless. This is trash. This gets hung up. gets hung up. This goes over here, goes up there, that goes down there, and those go in there. Perfect. This goes away. And this goes on the floor. This is my little broom over here. Yes, I oil before I put my feet on, whatever. You guys are going to get to see this come to life. Now I do oil in 2 stages. I do the bottom and then I do the top. Maybe Beck's hungry to bake you muffins. What up, New Roots? How you doing? I don't cut glass. No, I can, but it's so much work, and I break so much. What's up, T-Dog? Well, we did the miter splines on the flag case, and now we're gonna oil these boards up. But first, always oil the bottom first. Always. Now, what I'll do is I'll put the first coat on. Once that soaks in a little bit, I'll flip it onto the paper towel that I have here, and then I'll oil the top, the reverse side. That way, everything has got the first coat of oil, and then I'll oil the top again, and then flip it, and then oil, So, why don't we dump some oil on this, huh? Live, laugh, toaster bath. See if I can make sure I get you guys in a position where you can see the wood change. Put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it. I would. All right, I brought out a bottle of oil. I have a small bottle. I've got gallon jugs of it in the house. I got a small bottle. It's easier to apply than gallon jugs. I need a paper towel. I need 2. I need 1 to wipe my hands off. And I need 1 to rub the oil around. Yes, there will be oil on my countertop. It's fine. Formica, some bullshit. I don't know, it's sharp as fuck. Move that one off to the side for now. And I do always do the end grain a few times. I'll touch up the end grain as I go, because the end grain obviously soaks in more oil than anything else. And then after the oil is done, I will put the first coat of board butter on it. Now, all I'm doing here is, it's oil. It doesn't really matter how you wipe it. But I do kind of want to, as it starts to dry, or not dry, but soak in, I kind of want to spread it some more. You'll notice I'm only really doing this beveled edge. The flat edge I'll get when it's flipped over. With oil, you can go cross grain with mineral oil. You can go cross grain, you can go circles, you can do whatever you want because it's not a film, it's not a finish. I mean, it's a finish technically, but it literally soaks into the wood. So it doesn't leave marks. But as you can see, there's our difference with just one coat of mineral oil. All right. Now we're going to slide this one over here. We're going to do this one. Because I know somebody is going to ask me why I don't just have a tub that I dunk my boards in. Oop, I have a bunch laying on the floor down there. It's because it's unnecessary. I do 2 coats of oil, and then I have board butter that is heavy on the oil that I make myself. You don't need to soak it so much that oil is dripping out of it for weeks. Right? You're just kind of nourishing the wood. You're stopping it from looking dry. You're waterproofing it because let's be honest, that's exactly what the oil is doing. Oil and water don't get mixed. And the finish, the board butter has beeswax in it. So it fills any pores, gives it a nice waxy kind of finish. And grain is soaking that oil up. Now I did come out and sand the other side. I think I did that Saturday morning. I did do the final sand on the other side. All right, there's our first coat. We got it. We don't have any pools of oil. It's all kind of uniformly spread around. We'll go over this one more time, make sure there's no pools anywhere, no real dry spots. That's what we look like after our first, our first coat. All right. Now we'll leave that sit. Close our bottle so I don't dump it. Now that's going to sit for a few minutes. We're going to let that sit and chill. And then we are going to flip them, do the other side, and do this flat edge here. And then we're going to leave that sit. And then we're going to do a little heavier coat over it. Yeah, it's a waste of oil to soak it. You're really not doing any good. Violators will be prostituted. Sign the dog. Nice. Hey, you're good, New Roots. Playing with the kids is way better. Yeah, well, I guess it's technically baby oil. What's baby? This is just pure food grade mineral oil. I buy it by the gallon. Um, Running alive on the street. What a time to be alive. Yeah, I know what time it is, but I got I got a little behind on the. It took a little longer to do the flag case than I wanted, so I need to get my second coat at least on the top of these, and then we can call it a night. But as you can see, mineral oil does wonders. We're changing the. What's up, Father Time? If I don't seal the other side, then this side will evaporate moisture and take in moisture much more slowly than the other side will. And that is how you get a cup or a bow or a twist. So once you start applying a finish, you have to do all the sides, right? There's not really any room for going, I can sit and wait. It's fine. Time for a brew here. Cheers, Woodlot. Cheers. That's the first one I opened up earlier. I'm slacking. Oh, so while we're doing this, I got a thing that I really jammed onto my planer. Fucking hell. There we go. I got a thing from PowerTech. It's a bag. Now, this bag is pretty small. Also, I got their little thing. This bag's pretty small, so I'm going to be emptying it quite a bit, but at least it's easy to empty. The bottom zips open. And there won't be a pile of planer shavings over there. Hopefully. A dip and hang. You were talking about the where you dunk the board in a tub of oil and then just set them up. Some people use like a dish rack or something of the equivalent. There's nothing wrong with it. I just I feel like I'm gonna be rubbing the heavy spots into the light spots anyway. So why not just dump it directly onto the board? Neighbor hooks his up to the leaf vac. Hell yeah. But no, there's really nothing wrong. That's how I used to do my smaller boards before I started making this style. My thin boards, my charcuterie boards. I just I had a plastic tub. I don't know. It was like one of those dishwashing tubs, right? So about the size of a drying rack, I guess, for your dishes. And I would dunk the board in there and then pull it out and set it on the rack. Yeah, either way you end up rubbing it in, but if you can keep it sealed up so it's not like getting dirt and nastiness in it, it's probably fine. I know there's a lot of people that's how they do their boards. They just dunk it, they leave it sit for a couple of minutes, and then they pull it out and set it up somewhere to kind of, stand it up on end so it kind of runs off, which is fine. But in my experience, if you dunk it or apply too heavily, then you will have oil seeping out of the wood for a long time. Which is why when I ship mine, I wrap mine in like a heavy paper, the brown paper. A, it gives it a little protection, and B, it helps absorb any of that oil that does seep out of it. Now, their seepage will be like for black walnut, for oaks, it'll be a lot longer that it'll seep because it goes down into the pores, right? And oaks, black walnut, they're very open grain. So they kind of wicks in there and then it just kind of dribbles out over time. Don't need any seepage, right? I apologize, guys. I still have a stuffy nose. Ugh. So, what we're doing, we're leaving this sit for a few minutes. Like I said, and then we'll flip them. There's a paper towel underneath each one, so that'll space it off the table a little bit. And the paper towel isn't going to like suck the oil out of the wood. Brown paper bag works great. Yeah. I just get I don't think I have any out here right now. I think it's in the house. I get those like craft paper, I guess. It's like a kind of like a construction paper thickness and by the roll. And then I wrap my stuff with that. And then if I'm gonna ship it, I wrap it in bubble wrap and then stick it in a FedEx box. It doesn't matter if it weighs a pound more than another one, for whatever reason, different woods or whatever. The box ships the same. Put it in a vacuum bag with the oil. So you'll probably get a lot more oil penetration into the cutting board. But here's the thing, any oil that's being forced in, any excess is going to come back out. It's going to seep, right? I know you guys are making seepage jokes, but it's a thing. And I've had boards where I've over oiled them and I can't put my board butter on until it's done. The vast majority of it's done seeping out. And as the wood does kind of shrink, it'll push more oil out. And I've had boards sitting in my house on my dining room table, like on towels, and with the feet on them already, so they're just sitting there. And I've had them sitting there for days, waiting for that oil to get done seeping out. What kind of oil? This is just food grade mineral oil. I buy it by the gallon, and I put it in my little bottle here. All right, Papa. Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. We'll be doing the other side of this here real soon, and then we'll let that soak in, and then we'll do a second coat. It's a entire conversation and stuff. Yeah, I know it. What's the butter? I have a can of it right here. Yeah, it's a beeswax and mineral oil mix that I make. Right. There's my engraved can. Yeah, buddy. That's the old logo. This logo, not the new logo, which I think is up here. Maybe. I don't remember. I'll have to make new ones. But so that's what it is. It works great for it. It's real. I don't know. It doesn't take much for it to melt. Kind of like if you've ever used like beard wax, very similar. And works great on dry hands. And a high-speed buff. I have never done that. I've never done that woodlot. Also, I hear that my board butter works great in your beard. There is 2 ingredients in this: food safe mineral oil and food safe beeswax, purified beeswax. It's white, not yellow. I go with the white just because I buy it in bulk, like 10-pound boxes, and they're just little tiny like chips. They melt easy. If I buy the yellow, the only way I find the yellow wax is in like a block. Should try it sometime. I have not, Daniel. I have not. Mink oil for boots, it looks like. Yeah, I mean it's not it's I can't remember the exact ratio anymore. Um I experimented for months making a ratio that I liked, and this is the one that I settled on. I've got it written down in the house with all my other stuff. But it does work really nicely on the hands. You know, you get the dry winter hands. Works really great on 'em. Expensive, good for skin and stuff. Cool. Canning wax, yeah. Um, Paraffin wax would probably work. That's food safe. Hell, they put it in food. Buddy of yours owns a company. Nice. I No, it is oil. So if you put too much on, do I sell the items? Yep. In January, beginning of the new year, the website will be up. It'll probably be canning as paraffin. Oh, nice. It'll probably be up a little earlier. You'll be able to buy tins of board butter. Nice, they're super cheap. Um, I give one with each one of my cutting boards. My cutting boards. This one is a trial. I don't know how much this is going to work out, so we're going to put it to a real world use. But this is my normal cutting board here, and I charge $75 for that plus shipping. That's it. Shipping is a flat $25 anywhere in the U.S. I'd have to check with FedEx as the only people I ship through anymore. It may be $25 to a whole bunch of places, but I know in the US it's $25 to ship that board. And you usually get it in like 3 days, 2 days. I know it's a little steep, but I've tried shipping regular USPS, and I don't think I've ever had anything successfully ship. I have remade a ton of stuff. In fact, the guy that's on my TV over here, Turner, um, he is still waiting on a box that I shipped him before I shipped him the replacement box, and I'm still waiting for it to come back to me. So it is lost in limbo somewhere. My day job is an automotive mechanic. That's me. I'm a tech, and I do this as a little side business, trying to work it into a full-time business. Flaxseed oil can be darkened with coffee beans. Um, I've never tried it, but I don't really know. Snap-on versus Harbor Freight. Listen, I hate Snap-on with a passion. Yeah, Traffic Man Turner. I watch his live streams. Just because I'm not in there talking doesn't mean he's not on. Um, yeah, listen, I would choose Harbor Freight over Snap-on probably 95% of the time. I do have a lot of Mac stuff. I prefer my Mac dealer. He's a really good guy. He's actually retiring in the next, I think, 2 weeks, which makes me sad. The majority of stuff that I have broken has been Snap-on. I have abused my Harbor Freight stuff, my Icon stuff, and when it does give up, I just go back and get a new one. Was it yesterday that he was fishing? I did watch him. Yeah, my Snap-on guy, he acts super weird. He's super sketchy. Like all he cares about is selling toolboxes. Like, I don't fucking want your stupid toolbox. Or you can put a car on it and push it around. I don't fucking care. When will I ever do that? I've had a toolbox for 20 years. Never once have I set a car on top of it. Well, I did one time to see if you could do it, and you did, and then I ended up buying a toolbox because I said I would buy it if it could do it. My only issue with Matco is they don't actually make their own stuff. They they have contract with people to make their stuff, and then they sell it at a inflated price, which is, I mean, it's a tool company. You got to make a profit. I get it. Um, Cornwell, I really enjoyed Cornwell. I have a ton of Cornwell stuff, but my Cornwell dealer, I don't know, went. It's a long story. She ended up, I guess, getting knocked up by a tech. Then her husband divorced her, and he's not in this area. He's south of me. That's the story I got anyway. I don't know if it's true or not. Seems plausible. All right, this is done. We'll flip these to this side. We'll put on more stuff. 15 years under GM. Bat couldn't stand being under the hood all the time. Listen. This text someone wearing a blue shirt today? I have no idea, Daniel. I got no idea. Wasn't me. I can tell you that. Definitely wasn't me. All right, slide this over. Put a good amount of oil up here. And now is when I'll do this flat edge around. I think I know if the story is true. Like I said, I don't know if the story is true. There's a lot of gossip that goes on. But I do know she was knocked up. Which, I mean, good for her, I guess. But the tool route wasn't hers, it was her husband's or ex-husband's. And he already has a route. So we have currently have no Cornwell dealer, which is a shame because I've got some broken Cornwell stuff I'd love to get warranted. There we go. There's the difference between the two. No oil. Well, it's got a little bit of oil. Oil. I don't typically like to gossip about people, but I really did enjoy the Cornwell truck. It was nice. My toolbox in the shop is Cornwell. I like it. Yeah, most toolboxes have these like really, really shallow drawers. The reason I bought my Cornwell one is because it doesn't have those shallow drawers. I can lay an impact in any one of my drawers and it won't be a problem. I hate them stupid shallow drawers. You can like lay a wrench down and that's about it. It's fucking nonsense. I don't have I don't have any wrenches that I lay flat. All my stuff is in holders, very well organized. Because if it's not organized, then I don't know when I lost something and I can't work efficiently. All right, I want to kind of drag this stuff side to side. We got some lighter spots down here. All right, so this is going to soak in. Then we're going to apply another coat. On the tops. Just want to make sure this end grain is nice and Nice and filled. And then tomorrow I will come out here and I will wipe them off with a dry paper towel, right? Get rid of any seepage. I will flip them and do the second coat on the bottoms. And then that will sit overnight. And Tuesday or Thursday, whatever, we will slap some feet on it, put the board butter on, and I will deliver them on Friday. Well, I'll deliver one of them. The other one is going to have to wait. It's not going to be my problem. Somebody else will pick it up or whatever. Same crew stole tools from the dealerships. Listen, I don't think anybody has the balls to steal my tools. What am I putting on now? It's just mineral oil, just food safe mineral oil. I do 2 coats of it, and then the second coat sits like this is what, the first coat? Yeah, this is the first coat. So I will do a second coat that will sit overnight. Tomorrow I'll come out and I'll wipe it off with a dry towel and flip them, do a second coat on the bottoms. If it won't stain their new fence. Well, check out your local laws or ordinances. Sometimes, if the fence is on the property line, you are responsible for maintaining your side. Sometimes. 4 lockers full of mixed tools? Hell yeah, woodlot. So my drawers, I don't have any of those like 1.5 inch tall drawers. All my drawers are like, I don't know, what's the width of when an impact gun is laying down, an air gun? It's like what, 2.5, 3 inches. That is the shallowest drawer I have is like that. So I can have my wrench racks in there, and my biggest wrenches can be sitting upright. Listen, we have cameras at my dealership. I would probably get to whoever stole the tools before anybody else did. 3 inches, yeah. So that's my shallowest drawer. Even this toolbox here, I mean, it's got one shallow drawer, which is fine because I just have sockets in it. In a holder. I think I have sockets in that drawer. Yeah. Got sockets they're not standing up, they're laying down in a holder. What can you make with what? I can make all sorts of stuff with stuff. Can I try to make Santa Claus? Listen, there's a lady, her at is, I have a sticker over here, at Amy Jo, AMYJO 143. And she is carving a Santa Claus. She was carving a Santa Claus when I went live. Hey, Janelle. So if you want to see somebody make a Santa Claus, I recommend checking her out. You can watch her latest live. I don't do carving. Yeah, I'm way over my 8:30 time, but I need to get the second coat on the top of these. So, and besides that, I only had one beverage. All right, I just opened my second one. What's up, Coyote? How you doing? Also, Janelle, been a long time no see. we're making a second flag case with maple um, uh, maple miter splines. It's your birthday. Hell yeah. Happy birthday to you. What are you, 30, 32 now? 34? 29? Oh, okay. My bad. My bad. I mean, you're still legal drinking age, and you got that insurance benefit. 8:15 Mountain or Central Time, right, Coyote? I said 8:30. I didn't say 8:30. What time zone? Woodlot Bex doesn't make my muffins. That's Steph, and I believe she's working on some muffins right now. Which reminds me, Steph, do I need to get a muffin out of the freezer, or am I going to have muffins in the morning? You know better. You're right, Woodlot. You're right. I don't know what that is, but that's pretty cool. I like that. Thanks, Kamaz. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate you, bro. So we're letting this kind of soak in, right? Once I don't have any real oil kind of sitting on it, I'll apply a second coat. I didn't know you could have something that big in the chat. That's huge. Also, I don't know how you made that. That's really cool. Excuse me. But once I put on the second coat, I will be done for the night. No, so what the second coat, one coat is usually fine. What the second coat does is like if there's a spot like here that absorbs oil more than everywhere else, or you got a couple of spots, it helps even that out. I don't I don't really see anybody misusing my boards. So most people tend to take care of them. They get a can of board butter, so they generally will use it. So I don't have to try to oversaturate the wood to account for um, failure to maintain the boards. But Thursday we will be live. 100% we'll be live. We'll put feet on these. We'll put the board butter on. These will be done. They'll be sitting down there. And we will get the flag case. I'll probably trim it tomorrow when I come out to put the board or flip these and put the other coat of oil on. Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. My chat froze. Well, hello, Russia. Currently working on raspberry white chocolate, making a double batch. Let's hope they turned out. All right. Well, fingers crossed. I'll take one out just in case. What kind of oil using? This is just mineral oil. Just food safe, food grade mineral oil. I mean, you could drink it if you wanted to. You'd probably never leave the bathroom, but and then I put on my own board butter, which is just mineral oil and beeswax. I put that on. I do the first coat. You guys, or the owner does every coat after that. Yeah. Yeah, Steph. You're the only one that makes me my muffins. Are those cutting boards? Yes, they are. These are my butcher block style cutting boards. This is a a new size. This is the size that I normally do. I just one and done. But I've had some people tell me that these are kind of heavy, particularly the older ladies. Um, they don't want to move it around. So I figured it was a good time to make a smaller one to see if I can do a smaller one that's a little thinner, a little smaller lengthwise and widthwise, and probably half the weight. Are they dishwasher safe? No, absolutely not. Hello, Emily. How you doing? Oh, just kidding. All right. Yeah, yeah. You can put it in the dishwasher once. Thanks, Emily. I appreciate that. Would be lubricated. Yeah, yeah. If you if you drank that, you'd either have a really good day because you'd lose 30 pounds, or you'd have a really, really bad day. Find a replacement for your cast iron? No, there is no replacement for cast iron. There is none. I do have some stainless steel pots and pans that I do like to use. Um, they have a nice heavy bottom. They're like a copper disc with stainless steel cladding on the bottom. Helps with heat distribution, I guess. Legit laxative. It is. It definitely is. I wouldn't recommend you drinking it, and unless you're having troubles. You'll have to forgive me. I'm still getting over being sick. So the other side of these, they both are the same because they're the same board, just this one's smaller. Same pattern. They're sister boards. Uh, so the other side has this engraving. I know it's backwards for you. It says chaos and a dash of elegance with a couple of bows. I mean, as you can see, this, maybe you can't, but this already has oil in it that's been seeping out of that. So I still am angry with myself that I didn't move that of up even with the dash, but it's okay. Got a smaller cast iron, right? Seasoned with flaxseed. I seasoned mine with just leftover bacon grease. Oil them up real good. Throw them on the stove. With that bacon grease kind of char, I guess, carbonize, and then I'm usually pretty good to go. Ask for mechanical advice. Well, sure. I don't know if I can help you, but or I'll use beef tallow sometimes. Depends on which I have on hand. Bacon grease or beef tallow. I'm not a big fan of seed oils. I try to stay away from them in general. What wood is most heat resistant? Bring it to the mechanic. Uh, most heat resistant. That's an interesting question. I don't really know the answer to that. All woods have an ignition point. All natural products have an ignition point. Hell, even unnatural products have an ignition point. Um, if you're talking in terms of setting a hot pot on here and not having like a char ring, I'd say probably one of your harder woods. Oil and salt. I've never put salt in my cast iron pans. I mean, I'll clean them. I'll throw some like kosher salt in there and scrub it. So you're talking what paint is the most heat resistant? Or oh, that's a different person. Okay. Is that Purple Heart? Nope. That is predominantly cherry with black walnut and hard maple flavor. Ipe is the most fire resistant. Yeah, I'd believe that. Yeah, it is inherently insulative, but it is also inherently flammable. Um, but that char is usually like if you look at like a forest fire, the trees that are still standing that are burnt, even your fire pit, you'll see like it the outside it burns from the outside in. So you get the char breaks up into like little squares while the inside will be untouched. But yes, waxing your paint. Um, that's about the only thing I got for you. I don't know that there's really anything unless some of the new ceramic coats are UV resistant. Yeah, all woods will scorch when it burns from the outside in. Cheers, Roots. Your softer woods are going to scorch quicker, for sure. They're going to scorch a lot quicker, like pine, even up to probably cherry. Maples, your maples aren't really going to scorch, but they will darken. Um, and in your black walnuts, your other darker woods, they'll darken, but you're really not going to see it unless you're kind of looking at it at an angle, and then you'll catch that ring. But I mean, you see how dark it is. So adding brown to brown is yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you can make a trivet just Chris, you can just take a board. Just a board. Or if you want to get fancy, cut it into strips. It doesn't have to be thick. It can be a half-inch thick. That's fine. Charcuterie boards, yeah. Yeah, I do quite a few of them. I haven't done any. Oh, it's been a couple of months now. But I will usually do when I donate a cutting board, I will make a charcuterie board to go with it, and I'll donate the pair. Things been ugly since we moved in, right? I did that one time, and now the laminate counter, well, it's currently next to my stove because I took the wood counters out so that I didn't mess them up when I was doing some work. So I had that one laminate counter left. I don't have the other one for the other side of the stove. But I put the when I first bought the place, I had the laminate counter right next to the stove, and I moved a pot over and set it on the counter, and it bubbled the laminate, so it's no longer sticking, so you can like push on it. Cheap cork board for a trivet, yeah. I've made like some of my charcuterie boards. I've cut them into squares, into circles, and that works. The middles are dipping again. That's okay, Steph. It's fine. Yeah, that's probably true, Coyote. That's probably true. How much do I sell one of these for? This I sell for 75 bucks plus $25 shipping in the US, or at least the lower 48. I'd have to look on that shipping. This one, I'd probably do this one for like 50, and it'd probably cost less to ship than that one. This one I ship in a flat rate box, so I don't have to worry about it. I could probably ship it cheaper, but the last time I shipped one outside of the flat rate box, it cost me more to ship than this one. I can tell you this is the size of my standard board. They usually range between an inch and a half to 2 inches thick. This one is right at a heavy 1.75 inches, and it is 18 and a half inches long. So it's usually anywhere between 18 and 19, depending on how much I have to cut off. And this one is right at 12 and 5/8 wide. I keep them under 13 inches wide, but over 12. So somewhere between 12 and 13. And each one of them, I mean, unless I'm batching them out, the sizes tend to vary. If I'm batching them out, then the sizes are much more uniform. These are edge grain. Edge grain. No, that's not end grain at all. I don't make end grain cutting boards. I mean, I will if somebody wants to pay for one, but the amount of effort it required with an end grain board, I'd rather just send them down the street to one of the other cutting board people that we have here in town. But yes, I mean, if you look at this one, you can see this thing here. This is one of the boards. So my boards, I'll cut them into different widths when I'm running them through the mill or through the planer. And then I'll cut them down into 2-inch wide strips, flip that up on end. So we get end grain. Or not end grain, edge grain. Water locks suitable for cutting boards? I don't know what water locks is. Yeah, it's so much extra work for something that nobody wants to buy. Yes, I can make cabinets. The only reason that I can sell these so cheaply is because of how I make them. And I feel like getting a 1.5 to 2 inch thick cutting board with an engraving on the bottom, so that you can stand it up and use it as a display or lay it down and use it as a cutting board. I feel like that is a fair price, and I feel like they look good. What type of wood is this? This is predominantly cherry, because I like cherry, with hard maple and black walnut accents, the stripes. I don't make boards that are the same pattern, or at least not intentionally. This is for the Chaos Twins, so they're sister boards. That's why these match. What's the profit margin on cabinets if you paid $45K? I have no idea. My guess would be, not counting install, probably $30K. What's up, Bear? Just looked up water locks, would not recommend. 12-foot white oak island. That's nice. End grain is a butcher's chopping block. Yeah. So I have done. I've got buddies of mine that are professional chefs, and they tell me that there is no difference between end grain cutting boards and edge grain cutting boards or face grain cutting boards. They tell me they all have to sharpen their knives every day, well, or at least hone them every day. They all sharpen them on a regular basis. Doesn't matter what wood board they're using to chop on. Oh, that's cool, Roots. Yeah, Nathaniel, thanks for hanging out, bud. We go live most Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays is our late night. Tonight is getting to be pretty late. And then I try to go live on a weekend. Yeah, like you're sharpening. If you're a professional, you sharpen your knives. You're not worried about, oh, if I cut on this board, I'm gonna dull my knives and I'm gonna have to sharpen. That's not what they worry about at all. They're rising? Hell yeah. Hey, thanks, Bear. I appreciate that. All right. I do have to do a second coat on these. So we'll do that real quick. Now the second coat is generally much lighter. Plus my little paper towel is well soaked in oil. I just want a good coat on here, nice and even, fairly even. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's not. I try to avoid having it pull up anywhere, and if I see spots where it's soaking in quicker, I'll try to push more oil to that area. Got some good amount of oil on the end grains. The end grain is what's going to seep the most on these boards. So while I want a good amount of oil there, I don't want to overdo it because I don't want them seeping for a fucking week. Pardon my language. What do I care? You guys know who I am. Now, all of my boards have have 4 rubber feet on the bottom. I will usually do black or clear. I'm out of clear, so these ones will get black. I need to order some more clear. I've done boards with really nice curly maple and put it up on the end, on the edge, so that that side has that really pretty look. And especially when I do my 45 bevel around the cut, oh, it makes it look super nice. These ones, I believe I have some curl. I believe this is some of this is curly maple. Not very heavily curled. But the curl will always soak up the most oil. So the is the curl is the grain is kind of going crazy. The grain is doing this, not just this. So where you cut it when it's coming up, you cut it. Now that's end grain, right? So it does soak up, and then it'll weep, seep, whatever you want to call it. One of the other reasons that I can keep my cutting boards on the low end of the price range is because I very rarely use any exotic woods. So when you play Prince in the kitchen, you're saying them wordy nerds. And it's something bad. Use a polyacrylic cutting board. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a plastic cutting board. I've got plastic cutting boards in the house. I don't use them very often. I've got one of these, one of my first ones that I ever made. Yeah, maybe avoid a concrete cutting board. So woodlot, I believe that's the idea with the end grain that they self heal, but you will still have cut marks in them over time. And but they're a pain to sand. They're a pain to refinish. Like if somebody sends it back, they want it, a nice clean face on it. Um, but there's so much work and nobody wants to pay. I mean, some people do. Some people will pay astronomical amounts of money. There's a guy up the road that sells cutting boards that aren't even like this. They're just a board that he cut a handle on and said, "Here you go." And he's charging $300 a board for something that size. Oh, I mean, or maybe that size, somewhere in between. Excuse me. They're fucking stupid tiny. Excuse me. And apparently, people are buying them. I should do it as a joke. Yeah, they do look pretty. I will agree. Like, and I've done a couple of those 3D boards, where you got to glue up blanks and then you cut the blanks and you stand them up and you make like 3D cubes or the 3D triangles or something like that. I've done a couple of those, um, mostly to see if I can, and I've sold a couple of them, but it's not something that I would want to do. Chainsaw carve a spoon is the joke. Oh, okay, I got you. I seen that. Bill Turner, his races are rigged. Hey, Turner's showing me on camera right now. Look at that. Oh, I seen your comment. Busted. He flipped you off. Hang on. Hang on. Here. We'll watch Turner watching me watching Turner. Turnerception. Yeah. Zoom in. There we go. Look at that. Turnerception. That's funny. And if you look on that little TV up there, you'll see a tiny little Turner watching the TV. That's hilarious. Hey, it's one of my pens. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. You're all zoomed in on that thing over there. Holy crap. Oh, man. Turner's good people. Nice wood glue. Thanks. Thanks. Should have got them to sponsor that little advert there. I'll type on for a second. Yeah, the 3D, I mean, it looks really cool, but it's so much work. Like, I get why they cost so much money. All right, Turner, have a good night, buddy. Turner's hopping off. Like, I get why they cost so much money, but I can't devote that amount of time unless somebody like really wants one. But these I do so almost anybody can afford one, right? I feel like that's nice. You're not looking to save up $300 for something you'll never use. See what's open in your stream. Oh, Hooligan Woodcraft is going to play on the TV now, which it just automatically skips to the next live stream, I guess, in my subscriptions. So now I'm watching me. I guess. Danception. 44K views. Nice. Nice. Oh man. Elegant number 23. 23. What's 23? But it is almost 10 o'clock. So I'm going to finish this drink and then I think I'm going to call it a night. That POV and the 16-inch worms. Is that what you were making? 16-inch worms? Damn. Like, I mean, I had you up, but I wasn't watching that hard. Ever do bandsaw boxes? I have not. I have not done bandsaw boxes. That's something I'd like to do one day. For 12 boards, yeah. It's so much work. And you get one little gap in your glue up and you've just ruined that section. I did see the POV view and that was pretty cool. I might have to invest in I don't know, a chest cam. Did you do the POV with the hell do they call those? The GoPros? Work around that thing? Oh, a phone chest mount. Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. I do have I have a camera inside. I can't remember the brand of it. I haven't tested it yet to see if it works, but it is a tracking camera and I want to mount it like right behind my garage door opener. I'll build a box to come down, mount it right to it, and we'll see how it works. Three dogs and two cats are starting to snore. Yep. I got the internet's in here. That's what I'm streaming now. I'm streaming off of Wi-Fi. Um, I'm gonna build my shop PC and well, I'm gonna modify my shop PC and run OBS because I need to use the computer to run the other four cameras and the tracking camera. And the tracking camera, I hope, will give you a top-down view and then kind of follow me around when I'm moving to different stuff. It'll be a behind me view if I go over to the chop saw or whatever. But all right, Woodlot, have a good one, buddy. I appreciate it. When you visit shop. Yeah. And a stream deck. Eh. I'll probably get a stream deck. Hey, what's up, Bede? How you doing, bud? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with screwing with some trolls, especially since we're calling it a night here real shortly. It stands free game, right? I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably end up getting something like a stream deck. Yeah, right. As long as it isn't racist, I don't really care. Nothing that's going to jeopardize my channel. That's the important thing. Shotgun and beer. Shotgun and a beer. Also, zoom in on that giant bottle of tight box. Oop. Now I can't zoom out. Oh man, I done broke it. There we go. Woo. You know what I need to do is I need to change that stupid little star. I need to make something new. Well, I need to make something. That's just the default one. That's goofy looking. Although I have the new mini logo, maybe I'll do that. All right, Turner. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks for popping in, man. Tight is good. Tight is real good. Oh yeah, that's right. I guess you can. Don't look at that, and then it will zoom back out. Real handy if you have multiple scenes on OBS. Well, I mean, I don't know of any other way that I'm going to be able to control the multiple cameras that I'm going to be putting in. Um, so a stream deck is probably going to be required. I just don't want to spend stream deck money. Maybe I'll get lucky and find a used one somewhere. That's not broken. All right, guys. That is going to be it for me tonight on an hour and a half longer than I wanted to. Different scene for each camera, right? So I will talk to you all on Thursday if I don't see you in other streams. Until then, so thanks for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.